Hey there folks, welcome back to the People's University of Common Sense channel. I'm your host Tracy, and happy Independence Day. That was yesterday. Can't believe our country survived 250 years of independence, freedom, or what we have left of freedom. I tell you, it's getting a little sketchy the further we get along, but I just wanted to kind of talk about some things that I've been going through the past week regarding my discoveries, going down rabbit holes. So I've been doing the research on the flock cameras and how intrusive they are, and through that, seeing the different videos that show up like on the socials, like on Facebook. There were some different also things that were related to First Amendment activity, Fourth Amendment activity, which was there's some different videos like these, what they're calling First Amendment Auditors, and so I started watching some of those, and that got me going down this rabbit hole. And yeah, let me tell you, so there's these, I don't know who determined that they're First Amendment auditors, whether it's the people that are actually doing it or that's how police have come to identify them as, but at this point it's kind of a mix of both. But if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's these people that are going out in public spaces, public accessible areas, whether it's government buildings or city streets, city sidewalks, whatever. They're going around filming, open in public, which is perfectly 100% legal. And you get these Karens and Kens that come up and say, hey, you can't, I didn't give you permission to film me, and all that stuff. As well as, you go into, say, even like a library or whatever, and then the staff there, who are public servants, they're paid by our tax dollars. They say, hey, you can't film in here. Even going into like City Hall, you get the same thing. And so ultimately they call the police come, and even the police try to tell them that they can't, and they try to ID them, and always ends up, usually they have to get a supervisor, and most of the time supervisor finally realizes what they're doing and what their rights really are, and most of the time they do allow them to continue, and they inform the staff that they're perfectly within their rights to do it. And so, man, those are addictive. It's kind of like if you ever started watching Cops, the show back in the, I don't know when was that was in the 80s, and then however long they repeated that with all the reruns and whatnot. But those are addictive to watch, and these particular ones, they're addictive for me to watch. For one, it's very irritating, disturbing to me, and it just outright pisses me off to see how public officials, especially the police, come in and try to enforce rules and laws that don't exist, that they're just making up off the cuff or whatever. Somehow they have in their mindset that it's a law, but sometimes it only results in arrest or lawsuits filed to get it understood that these people are not violating any laws, or that in fact that their rights are being violated. So with all that I'm addicted to watching those, and I can't stop watching them. It's just our Bill of Rights, our civil rights are so very dear to me. I think our freedoms here in the U.S. are in jeopardy. The tyranny in this country is just ridiculous, and it's just very disturbing, disgusting that. And it's not just in government, but just it goes with it's humanity, it's people that don't have a concept of humility and empathy and just a appreciation for what we have in this country. They want to trample on other people's rights. And it's even if someone gets into some level of authority in the corporate world, they somehow then think that they have some more power over you and feel like they're above you, and it's just ridiculous. And when I was younger, I had it was even in my mindset, I was intimidated by people that were above me, and I would get short of breath, and I just didn't feel comfortable around them because I felt like, if I did one little thing wrong, that I would be in trouble. And it just like, it took me a while to mature and get past all that. But it's an epidemic across the country, and the people that are in authoritative positions, especially like police, they just abuse it daily, and it's all the time, and it's across the board. And watching these videos just brings it to life. It's like, it's not just random, sporadic, on occasion. It's pretty consistent no matter where you go. You see it in both the civilian population and the citizens and these civil servants, that they somehow think that they can tell you what to do when they really can't. So with that, I'm very passionate about it. In fact, this inspires me. I would like to actually go out and do this, but I'm not making excuses, but there are other priorities I have that I really need to focus on as well. But maybe one day I will be out there joining these freedom fighters to expose the disturbing nature of mankind, especially here in the United States, how people want to just push you around and trample on your rights. It's like, once they become public officials, they somehow lose focus that rights existed. It's like, I don't know. But anyway, I want to talk about I guess it's four different types of these First Amendment auditors, and please stick around, because it's really good if you are interested in this, that you listen to what I'm saying, because the four different types, each one is unique in what they do. But I'll tell you my favorite ones, and I'm going to give a shout out to the two best ones that I really love, both the way they handle themselves and the interactions, the content, just everything. It's great, and once you start watching theirs, you'll appreciate them for the respect that they not only give out, but they also demand and try to get as well from those they interact with. There is a level of respectness there, and that's what I really like about them. So let's start with the worst and go towards the least, or whatever. So there's these First Amendment auditors that they go out, and it's like they are very edgy, and they try to get police to come and interact, and it's almost like they're trying to get arrested, because it would be on false pretenses to where their rights are being violated, and it's because they are rubbing the egos of these police officers to where they don't like what these people are saying, and in their method of getting them shut up is to arrest them. And it's ridiculous. But so what they do is they go out and they cause a disturbance, but they're really within their rights of exercising their rights. So they'll go out on a sidewalk or whatever, and they'll start filming. And then there's these concerned citizens, these Karens and Kens that will call, and so police will come. And a lot of times these people that call, they're actually lying when they make these reports, because the police are just making these claims up, because they'll say something, oh, you were out here causing disturbance, or that you walked into business and this and that, and it's not true, because it's all documented on the cameras they have. But what they do is that they for one, and they're fully within their rights, and this is across the board with all of them, is they fail to ID, because there's no reason or purpose or cause for the police to ask them for ID just because they want to investigate why they're there and to figure out if they're violating any laws. And so they always try to ID. So all of them refused ID, and so then that raises the suspicion of the police officers, and so they start asking them more questions like, where are you coming from? What are you doing here? I'm trying to figure out exactly what your purpose is. And it's like they're clueless to understand that these people are there to, in essence, audit them on how they're going to handle these First Amendment and Fourth Amendment issues that they're testing them on. And a lot of the police fail. But so this first level of auditors is they're disrespectful, but that's not a crime to be disrespectful. You can curse at police officers, and they tell them to F off or go kick rocks, go out and actually solve crime, leave me alone. So these guys are very abrasive, and they are in essence rubbing again that ego of the police officers, and they can't handle the fact that someone's telling them what to do, and ultimately they'll falsely arrest these people because they can't handle the fact that they really can't do anything about the situation. So they'll come up with a false arrest claim of you're disturbing the public, you're a disturbance, or interference with law enforcement. Like if they're at a traffic stop and people are on the sidewalk filming, and then they'll say, hey, I'm conducting a traffic stop here, and you're impeding on my ability to do my job. And so they'll get them on some other try to, but that's really a bunch of crap too. So they'll arrest, and then of course these usually come to court, and they'll sue, and then they get awarded tax dollars to pay these guys. And so some people are out there just doing this because that's how they make their money. More power to them, but I don't think it should come from tax dollars. That should come from like the police, whatever it is, they from the union, the police, whatever police funds there are for their retirement and whatnot. That's where the funds need to come from holding these people personally liable. There's certain things that they can do, the police, that in certain instances where they lose their qualified immunity, so then they're personally held liable, which is awesome. I don't think police should have qualified immunity for anything, really. It would be a very few things that would justify that, which I don't even know that there is. But if you know of any, pop it in the comments, and then we can discuss that, or maybe I can make another video just on qualified immunity. But so that was the first ones. They're very abrasive. They cuss at the police, and they edge them on, and they try to get them to arrest them because they know that they'll win in court because their civil rights have been violated. So that's number one, the most abrasive. The second one, the particular guy that I'm talking about, I think he goes on Facebook as internal audit. I think something like that, internal affairs, something like that, and his name's James, and he goes by his last name is Freeman, and there's a whole group of people that use that last name as Freeman, and I don't know the whole backstory of that, but I know a lot of people use that last name as Freeman. So he goes around and goes into a lot of the public buildings, and he treats these people, these public servants, like they treat us. And I don't know if, like, no matter where it is you've gone, whether it's the DMV or to the county clerk, generally the people at the courthouse and the clerk's office, things like that, they're a little more friendly. But you go to like the DMV, and of course any police you interact with, how they treat you just in general, it's like you're already like you're a bother to them, and then if they have to deal with you, then it's not like they're enjoying their day, so they try to make you uncomfortable too. And especially with the police, they put you as being suspect. And so this James guy, he goes around and he audits, and he's got a clipboard, and he's sitting there asking these employees, these public servants, questions. Like, he'll ask them their name, their ID, what their salary is, and if they don't tell him salary, he goes, I can do a public forms request, or whatever that is, the Freedom of Information Act, they call it a FOIA request. So you can do a FOIA request and get public servants' salaries. So he'll ask them what their salary is, and if they don't want to give it, there's, oh, I'm not comfortable with it. He goes, okay, so you're not being cooperative, so I'll mark you down as uncooperative. So he just like the police do, like if you don't want to give some, information to them, but they ask your ID, oh, you're being uncooperative. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So he does that to them. So he treats them very, very similar how the police officers treat other people. But so he does this to police officers as well. And so he'll go around and he audits the different public officials and public servants on how they do. He grades them, and of course he says that he's doing this report for someone that he works for, and it goes back and forth. But he pushes the envelope to a point, and he's not super disrespectful, but he does get to the point where, just like the police officers, how they are with the people that they interact with, he basically gives them back. He dishes out what they do. So, and they don't like it. But I don't know how many times if he's been arrested. I'm sure he has. But he's next. So he's as abrasive that I would ever imagine being with police officers, and I would really only do that to someone that's done that to me. I wouldn't want to just go to some public official and immediately be in that mode. But I guess he has a justification for it, and more power to him. But so there's that one. And then so the third one, and this is one that actually got me more on to watching these, going down that rabbit hole of these First Amendment auditors, is there's this guy from Long Island, and if you don't know who he is already, his name's Sean Reyes, and he calls himself Long Island Audit. This guy, I really like his approach. He's very civil, and he immediately tries to de-escalate. He asks them to de-escalate, and he always tries to keep things calm. He's never disrespectful. He's very, very calm about his approach, but he just outright, tells people, hey, I'm here to exercise my First Amendment, my guaranteed First Amendment rights in public accessible areas. I'm not trying to go into any place that is not allowed by the public. He said, I'm just here to exercise my rights. And I must say that with his approach, most of the time, anyone that is with a level head on their shoulders and sensible, they get it, and ultimately that a lot of times the younger or the lower level deputies, they don't get it, and so they still try to press it, and so he'll have to get supervisor, higher level officer to come in to acknowledge that he is fully within his rights. He's been arrested a few times, but I really like his approach, and he's very sincere in what he's doing. He's making good money at it. I looked up his profile on YouTube, and yeah, the dude's making some buck, some coin there, and I was like, wow, that inspires me to want to do it. But I don't know. I'm married, have obligations. I can't just go do that. But yeah, I have to give kudos to Sean. And if you haven't seen any of his stuff, check the link below. Please watch a few of his, and I so appreciate that dude. I think he does it the right way. And so then the fourth one, and then this one adds the comedy into it. So this guy, I think originally he's gone around with his father and done First Amendment activities. I think I may have seen maybe one of his fathers in the past, but I've not actually searched out to see any of his. But at some point, I think he's changed his channel around a few different times. He was something about Watch the Watchman, but now with his latest personality profile that he has on YouTube anyway, I guess he's on Instagram and some others too, is Tooapree, Tooapree. And so I caught one of his videos, and so he's a comedian, and he's just absolutely friggin' hilarious, and he's had me rolling. I was like, tears in my eyes. He trolls these people so hard, and it's like they're not getting it. That's how dense public officials are. They're so dense, they're not getting that they're being trolled, and they bite in. He's a fisherman, right? And so he reels that out there, hook, line, and sinker, man. They gobble it all up. He's just reeling them in, and it's funny. And he actually does play a fisherman from East Carolina. The dude, it just cracks my shit up. And so I had actually caught one of his latest videos. And so after I saw that, so I started watching from his latest YouTube videos all the way. I was going backwards. And so I just finished up last night watching from his first ones that he did with this channel. And man, the different characters that he plays and just how he interacts with people, hilarious. I so envy him, and he's actually impersonated Sean from Long Island Audit a few times. Sean's actually interviewed him. They've been together a couple times anyway at different events where to a pre, I think he's going by Asif Khan is his name. I don't know if that's really his name, because I've heard him also been referred to as Ben. So it may have been, I don't know what his real name is, but it doesn't really matter. But so he's been arrested at an event where Sean Reyes from Long Island Audit was kicked out of, for a police department that he was in to record. And they just absolutely, this police department, I think it might be is either New Jersey or New York, they will not let the public in with cameras. They have a sign up, even though it's not an enforceable sign. They're there to enforce it. And so I don't know what's happened with that. Sean, you can probably look up his channel and probably get more detail on that. But yeah, this to a pre, because that dude is hilarious. I love him, man. It's just like, if you like comedy and the First and Fourth Amendment, you got to watch this dude. I put him on alert notification on YouTube because I'm waiting for his next video. It's been some days, maybe a week or two since he's put something out. So I'm waiting for that content, man. In fact, I think I don't know if he has Patreon. I know he's got a thing, what is it, the Buy My Coffee site. So I want to get his exclusive content or more content, because again, I just sit there and watched hours and hours. I think what, yesterday or day before, that's all I did for a whole day. I just watched his videos. It's better than watching comedy on TV for sure. He's awesome, and I really do. To a pre, man. Dude is so he's so chill, and he's got this saying, "Beck yeah." I think I'm gonna buy up some of his merch to support him, because yeah, he's awesome. He's going around country with his father, I think he had done, and filming different places. But he's hilarious, man. He's just all the different characters that he plays, good stuff. But I just wanted to come in here and talk about that going down the rabbit hole connected me to him, and I'd actually like to interview him, but I think I've reached out, but haven't got a response. Of course, he's probably too busy to entertain small fry like me. But anyway, I do appreciate him and Sean especially. So yeah, please check out those channels, and you'll like what they're dishing out. Good stuff. So if you like this content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos. And if you like First and Second Amendment apparel, I've got a whole bunch on primitiveguy.com. That's going to be in the link below in the description. And yeah, please do that. That helps support me and my channel. And yeah, I tell you, let's hold these public servants accountable. And I'm going to start filming a lot more just when I'm out in public. I just got me a new camera coming, so I'm going to do a review on that. And so check on that review, because it's going to be more of a smaller body cam than my GoPro. So I love this country, and I love the people in it, and I hope we can keep it free. So until next time.